This is Kingdom 1294. I'ma beat you like a whore. I'ma let these niggas know I ain't playing no more. Skirt, skirt. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Blady, gang, and on today's episode, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like for a T5 to be fighting other T5s, and we're gonna be showing you guys that in today's Lost Canyon. But first, I'm gonna show you guys my comp and what I use in my commanders tab. So my primary is going to be Richard, obviously. He's not maxed because I didn't really prioritize in Richard, because in any open battle fights, like, Richard just never dies. So I just felt like the need to never really maximize him, you know. So but let's look at the talent trees. This is pretty much what I have. I went and grabbed on to the last trait of that. And then if you go up all the way up here, this is pretty much just what I'm rocking with. Nothing really special. I decided to rock with defense over infantry because I felt like this trait is more valuable when the army led by this commander has been reduced by 30% strength. Greatly increases rage accumulation rate for the next 20 seconds. An additional 25 rage will be received from each attack. Yeah, like I said, like, Richard just never dies in general, and if he does go down low like that, this trait would definitely you know, make him sustain even a little longer, just for, you know, whatever duration that needs to happen. And then his gears is just you know, pretty basic, I guess. Infantry attack and infantry defense. I'm trying to get more defense because he doesn't really have any offense. And then his secondary is gonna be Joanne. You know, nothing special. My second one is gonna be Minamoto and Cao Cao. So this is what I have. No, not Minamoto and Cao Cao. Minamoto and Saladin. Okay. So this is pretty much my talent tree that I use in Sunset, Canyon, whatever, open field. Yeah, and the reason I go like this is because I want to maximize in mobility and get some really good skill damage and rage regeneration too. For the cavalry, I could have went to the left side and grabbed this for more rage regen, but I feel like if I go on the right side, I get that additional march speed right here too, and most importantly, I really want this. Reduce skill damage taken by 12%. And that's what makes him really, I wouldn't say really tanky, but that definitely helps him with self-sustain. So the reason why I have Minamoto with Saladin is because of his gears. And I'm VIP 16, so I have this legendary weapon that gives me a whopping cavalry defense 10%, right? And then I got this cavalry defense by 3%, so that's 13% right there. And then if you go down to Saladin, by the way, big shout out to my Saladin. I just recently maxed him. But yeah, Saladin as a secondary, he could be a primary too, but as a secondary, he's pretty fucking OP, especially if you have the legendary weapon like that for your cavalry, because he gets a cavalry defense bonus by 20%. Holy fucking shit, right? That's really fucking good. So that's 20% plus the 13% equipment from Minamoto. So that's 33%, guys. And then when your Joanne buffs pop up, take that 30% plus that 33%, and that's 63%. Wait, is it 30%? I think it's let me double check. Yes. So you'll be getting a 63% cavalry defense on your Minamoto, and that is surprisingly pretty fucking tanky for a cavalry, that is. And then my third composition is going to be Athelflaed. My Athelflaed is actually pretty fucking tanky, actually. She's got 4 blue gears, some, you know, archer attack, archer health, archer defense again, and archer defense. So what's really fucking good, so guys, At the flat is meta, okay? If you don't get this yet. At the flat is meta. Gear at the flat should be one of your commanders that you gear first. Because even though I'm mainly I'm using YSG with at the flat and I'm grabbing the archer defense, but it's got other stats too, like infantry attack, infantry defense, you know, some cavalry attack too. So if you ever like rally with at the flat and YSG, that's pretty fucking good because all your mixed troops are getting the buffs. So that's what I got going on. And then my last troop is going to be Sun Tzu. I just started recently gearing him up as well. I don't really use him on open field, but I'm just gearing him up for Lost Canyon. So he's got the, you know, 2 blue equipments and this club. I gear him up with Hannibal. But the thing is, when I do Lost Canyon, I don't put mixed troop for the Hannibal effect. I just leave him on all infantry because if you look at my talent tree, I am specialized not just in skills, but I maxed out the infantry as well. So I want an all infantry troop just to be more tanky. And the reason why I put Sun Tzu with Hannibal, not just because Hannibal not just because Sun Tzu skill regens on an insane level, so you can keep debuffing, but because I want him to debuff with Sun Tzu face tanking. So the more debuffs that he can give, pretty much the more sustain that you can give for your troops overall. So yeah, those are going to be my main troops, and I'm going to show you guys basically how to fight T5s that are a lot stronger than me and how to beat them. So hopefully I don't get too many fails. I did do a video previously. I did do a fight early, just before I recorded. So it was this. Basically for this guy, like, he's a T5, 74 million, but he fucked up because basically Martel and Julius, like, you should never pair them together because they give big damage boost increase, but they don't really do damage. Like, Julius will only do damage if he's expertise, and even then it's like a single target 500 damage, so that in itself is a waste, right? Richard Joanne, that's a pretty good pairing. YSG and at the flat is pretty decent, but really good as well. The only thing that he fucked up on is that he should be having at the flat as primary. So at the flat does that defense debuff and damage increase for YSG to follow up with the big burst. But obviously you see that his at the flat is low level, so that's why she's on secondary. But if this is the case of what you have, then you should definitely separate these two. That's for sure. And then he's got Minamoto and Cao Cao, pretty decent. Alex and Sun Tzu, that's pretty good as well. Not the best, but you know. Oh yeah, guys, just keep in mind, I have an Alex Max too, but I don't really use him. But I could be using him. He's just he's a really good option for me in times when I need him. So I'm just gonna replay this back to you guys. Basically, what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna isolate his Sun Tzu, and they're gonna isolate my Sun Tzu. But my march speed is a lot faster, so I'm gonna kill his Sun Tzu first, and then we're just gonna snowball him from then on. So let's look at what happens. So yeah, like I said, I'm touching his Sun Tzu first, and then we're just gonna melt his Sun Tzu. Guys, keep in mind my Sun Tzu and Hannibal actually does pretty decent damage as well. But anyways, I'm just gonna take over from here on. Like, you see me, I'm just gonna be bursting his troops like crazy. His commanders are pretty much as good as mine as well, but the only difference is that I actually know how to set up big burst damage and just take him down from then on. So we're just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna take over from here on. Yeah, there's really nothing much to say here. Pretty easy. Pretty easy fight. Let me try to find someone a lot difficult. Oh, Godfather. Okay. I think I can take this. What is he? 160 million. I actually never fought him before in Lost Canyon, so we'll see what happens. Okay, this might be pretty good for me. Hold on, let me see. Challenge again. Let me see. Okay, this is okay. I'm just looking at it again, and he has a really weird setup because I just noticed that he's got no at the flat and no Hannibal at all. Like, this guy is just pretty much basically what I'm trying to get from him is that he's trying to like be tanky but at the same time have damage. But even then, so I think I'm gonna beat him no problem, just because a meta in this game also is debuffing. You always want to have Hannibal and at the flat in your any of your 5 troops. Like those two, like you can never take away because you also want to separate them in different troops too, because you want to be debuffing in all different angles. So let's take advantage of this. So I'm, like I said, I'm more on the offensive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna isolate his Julius Caesar, and then they're gonna go for my Sun Tzu. I think that even though his Julius Caesar has 133,000, I'm definitely gonna melt him faster because, like I said, his Julius Caesar, his Julius Caesar is closer to me, so I'm gonna touch him first. So that means I'm gonna get my skills proc first, and then by the time I'm done with him, hopefully we can go either straight for his Richard or his YSG. But other than that, I think we should have no problems with him just because he's got no debuffs. So what this means is that I'm gonna debuff them, right? I'm gonna debuff them, and then I'm gonna set myself up for big damage burst because of that. So let's get it started, guys. Hopefully I win this no problem. Like I said, this is gonna be my first time fighting him. So like you see, I touched him already. I touched him first. That's really important, guys. Like touching first and getting your skills packed up. Look, I'm just melting his fucking Julius Caesar. Like, I don't even know what the fuck he was thinking about that. And this is the thing too, guys. Like, his troops were already yellow by the time I was touching them. By the time like my 4 main troops came at them, because they don't really have any debuff on my Sun Tzu to do less damage, and then I just kept debuffing them too, and using my Sun Tzu to just kept skill regenning and just kept debuffing and doing damage. And look at that, easy, right? Pretty easy fight, guys. If you know what you're doing, you could definitely beat whales that are like even for me, like I'm a pretty weak whale. I'm only 56 million, but I can beat whales that are stronger than me because they don't exactly think how they want to, engage fights. Alright, so let's go to Kraven. Kraven's got an Alex and a Constantine. Pretty weird choice. I'm guessing he wants more sustain for his Alex main. And Richard and Joanne is pretty good. Again, YSG and Frederick. Yeah. And then Saladin and Genghis Khan and Hannibal and at the flag. Okay, guys. So, like I was saying earlier, so as a T5 or just having Hannibal and at the flag in the first place, you don't ever want to put them in the same troop, because if you put them in the same troop, they're only hitting a specific area or direction. You want to separate your debuffs as much as you can so they can hit all sides. Right? So let's challenge this guy. Okay. This is cute. So, okay, so what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna stay like this, alright, guys? I'm gonna have my Sun Tzu over here. My Sun Tzu is going to attract his Alex, his YSG, and his Saladin, while I go for Richard and Hannibal. And this is actually a pretty good setup for me because what I want to do is I have Minamoto right behind my Richard. My Minamoto has Saladin, so he's going to be doing that 50% healing debuff on Richard. So hopefully we'll take him down really fast and then go for Hannibal. And then by the time they're done killing my Sun Tzu, I've already killed 2 of his best troops. So let's get it started, guys. What is the outcome? The outcome is, unfortunately for Kraven, I've been bullying him this whole time in KVK and Canyon, so the outcome for Kraven is I'm gonna beat him. So let's watch this happen. So there you go again. Once again, the big first engagement that I got is hitting them first before they can hit my Sun Tzu. Yeah, and look, guys, check it out. I'm melting his Richard way faster than he can melt my, Sun Tzu. Oh, I think it's gonna be like a. Okay, so I killed this Richard first. So now I'm going for his Hannibal. It's fine that they're hitting me from the flank because I've already killed 2 of his troops. So now it's already a big snowball effect for them, I guess. Oh, this actually might be a close match. What's happening? Hopefully we can get this. Oh, I lost. This is his first time successfully defending. Okay, let's try again, guys. Let's switch it up a little. What I can probably do is you know what I can do? I can kill his YSG first. Yeah. What I'll do is I'm gonna kill his YSG first, and then I'll do it like this. I'll handle his 3 troops up top, and then I'll make Sun Tzu tank Richard and Hannibal. Hopefully I can I can just straight up burst his 3 burst and then just take him down from then on. I'm gonna put my Minamoto up front because he's a lot tankier than Genghis Khan because of his weapons. And then yeah, hopefully this beats him. Pretty weird comp he's running, but it worked. Oh yes. He's running Frederick on YSG because he wants higher troop counts. Okay. Let's get it started, guys. I actually don't know what's gonna happen. I want to think that I'm gonna beat him, but it's gonna be a hard fight when I killed his 3 troops up top because Richard and Hannibal is so tanky already. But the thing is, he doesn't have his debuffs with him. That's the thing. So hopefully I can clear out his YSG really fast. Oh, you know what? I hope my Minamoto doesn't die before it reaches Richard because I really need the healing debuff from Saladin. So okay, so this is going pretty decent, I guess. I'm just clearing out his 3 troops up top, and then yeah, hopefully this is enough to beat him. The bad thing here, actually, you know what? I think I might have lost because my Richard is dead, and he really needs his the cavalry buff for me to sustain. Let's see what happens. This is gonna be a close. Actually, you know what? I got this. Easy, easy. So the reason why I'm gonna beat him is because he's got that debuff going on, right? But the thing is, he doesn't have any damage to follow, any actual skill damage burst to follow up on it. And because usually, and for Richard too, like the only time like Richard is really good is if you put like Martel with him too, or Alex with Richard, because you'll have like really strong counter attacks, right? And that can pretty much like cleave down anybody. But he has a Joanne, so he wasn't able to like just follow up on the debuffs from Hannibal and Athelflaed to just burst me down or just cleave me down. So that was how I was able to beat him, I guess. Okay, and then we have one more guy. I don't think I've ever fought this guy before. He's 112 million power. Okay. Ooh, big numbers. Okay. So this is actually a pretty interesting setup. Alex and Sun Tzu is it's a pretty good pairing too. It can go either way at this point. You can have Alex as primary or Sun Tzu as primary. This is pretty interesting. And then obviously Richard and Joanne. Once again, Athelflaed and Hannibal. Really bad pairing right there. But at least he knows to put Athelflaed primary, because Athelflaed has superior march speed and superior rage regen. And when you're able to keep rage regenning, you're able to keep on debuffing. And when you're able to keep debuffing, what does that mean, guys? That means better self-sustain, because you're debuffing their attack, defense, whatever. Edward and YSG. Okay. I've never fought anyone with an Edward and YSG comp before in Canyon. I have fought an open battlefield, and I don't really think Edward is that good, as powerful, just because his rage requirement for his first skill is 1350. So I don't really know what's gonna happen. He does give a big damage boost for skill damage for archers, but at the same time, I do feel like Athelflaed and the YSG is definitely an overall better combination for better burst. And then he's got obviously Minamoto and Cao Cao. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So let's challenge him. Ooh, this is interesting. Very interesting, guys. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put my Richard right here instead of here, because even though Minamoto's gonna actually take the most damage, what I'm setting myself up for is that after I'm done killing Athelflaed, I want Richard to be the first one that will aggro the 4 troops up there, and then he'll take most of the blunt, and then actually, you know what? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll want Richard to survive a little longer. So yeah, I'll do it like this. And then hopefully Minamoto will aggro them first. As long as my Richard is still alive, should be fine. And yeah, I think I'll do it like this. Once again, guys, I'm putting Sun Tzu last in the second row, because I want to touch Athelflaed first before they can touch my Sun Tzu. Because once again, I want that isolation and I want the snowball effect. So guys, let's get it started. I'm kind of worried, but at the same time, not so much. Alright, let's get started, guys. So I think I'll be able to beat him, just because he's pretty much sacrificing his Athelflaed and Hannibal troop by leaving her alone. And then his Alex and Sun Tzu is not as tanky as you would think they are. His only actual tanky troop is Richard, and as you can see, his Athelflaed is dead already. And then I'm hitting them from the flank now. And then now, hopefully, as you guys can also see, I'm just snowballing him from then on. And you see we're hitting his Richard right off the bat, and that's really good for me because right before I die I was able to do 50% healing reduction on his Richard. So his Richard's pretty much dead too. This is really good for me because my Richard is actually still half health only, and he's really fucking tanky. So even though it's just my Richard and my Ataflat left, they're all targeting my Richard. And the awesome thing about my Richard right now is because I have the defense thing. Once he gets down to that 30% HP, he's not gonna die easily. So as you can see right now, this is pretty much like GG for me. Even though it looks like it's gonna be a close fight, it actually isn't because my Ataflat is only 50% health and they're already dead. And that's how that's how I get first place, guys. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it here. I just showed you guys how I usually fight other T5s that are double power. Yeah, GG guys. Until next time.